Welcome to your Science News Update. All right, today we've got some incredible breakthroughs to talk about. Everything from the fight against cancer, right down at the cellular level, all the way out to the building blocks of life in deep space. So, let's kick things off with what could be a massive game changer in cancer research. Researchers in Spain are onto something huge, a new way to fight one of the deadliest forms of cancer. And look, we're not talking about a minor tweak here. This is a whole new strategy for tackling pancreatic cancer, which, as you know, has been just incredibly tough to beat. So, what's the secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to the strategy. It's this incredible triple drug combo that, at least in the early models, has been totally wiping out tumors. Instead of just hitting the cancer with one punch, they're using a three-pronged attack to block all its escape routes at the same time. So, why is this so smart? Well, pancreatic cancer is just ridiculously clever. It's like a master escape artist. You shut down one door, and it just finds a window to sneak out of. But this therapy sees that coming. It locks the door, bars the window, and even blocks the air vents, all at once. The tumor literally has nowhere to go. And the results so far, they're just staggering. We're talking complete, durable tumor wipeout in the animal models. And, get this, without causing any major toxic side effects. Now, okay, it's still early days, we're not at human trials yet, but this is a huge crack of light for a cancer that has been notoriously stubborn for so long. Okay, so from the incredibly complex world inside our own cells, let's switch gears. We're heading over to the world of engineering, where a really cool idea from the natural world is helping to solve a problem that's been around for over 100 years. What if ships just couldn't sink? It sounds like science fiction, right? But it's a question that has haunted engineers ever since the Titanic went down. And now, a team at the University of Rochester thinks they've cracked it by taking a page right out of nature's playbook. The secret here is something called a superhydrophobic surface. That's a fancy way of saying it's extremely water repellent. It's not just waterproof like your raincoat, it's on a whole other level. It's a special texture that literally pushes water away so effectively it traps a cushion of air. The inspiration actually comes from things like diving spiders that wrap themselves in an air bubble to breathe underwater. How cool is that? So how do they do it? Well, it starts with these super powerful lasers that etch a really intricate microscopic pattern onto the metal. You can't even see it, but when that metal goes into the water, that special texture grabs onto a pocket of air and just holds it there. This air cushion acts like a built-in, permanent life jacket, making it incredibly buoyant. And this stuff is tough. Really tough. The lead researcher, Chun-Li Guo, says you can basically punch it full of holes, and it still floats. The air bubble stays put, and the thing just refuses to sink. It's incredible. Just think about the possibilities here. We're talking about ships that are basically unsinkable. Life preservers that you know will work, no matter what. You could build floating research stations that stay out for years. Or even new kinds of devices that generate clean energy from the waves. This could be a real game changer. All right, let's leave our planet's oceans behind and travel way out. We're going deep into space, where astronomers have found something that could fundamentally change how we think about the very origins of life. So, what did they find? Astrophysicists have spotted the biggest sulfur-based organic molecule we've ever seen in deep space. Now, why does that matter? Well, sulfur is a key ingredient for life as we know it. It's in proteins, it's in enzymes, but for the longest time, scientists were stumped because they just couldn't find any big, complex sulfur molecules floating around out there. It was a real missing piece of the puzzle. Okay, so this molecule is made of 13 atoms. I know, 13 doesn't sound like a huge number, right? But in the context of space chemistry, it's a giant leap. It's way bigger than anything they've seen before. This find is like the missing link that connects the super simple chemistry of interstellar clouds to the much more complex stuff we see in meteorites, the building blocks of life. Let's zoom in on the details. We're looking at a stable, ring-shaped molecule, and it was found 27,000 light-years from here. But the really mind-blowing part is where they found it, in a freezing cold, dark cloud of gas and dust. A place where stars haven't even started to form yet. So what does that all mean? It means the basic chemical factory for life might get started way before stars and planets are even on the scene. It's like all the essential ingredients are pre-mixed and just waiting in the dark, cold voids of space for a solar system to come along. Okay, for our last story, let's come back home to Earth. We're going to look at how a totally different kind of tool, artificial intelligence, is giving us a new way to protect some of our most precious ecosystems. And the key here is moving from just reacting to problems to actually getting ahead of them. Check this out. Scientists at the University of Miami have built an AI that can predict heat stress on the Florida coral reef a full 6 weeks before it happens. That's a huge deal, because usually we only find out about coral bleaching when it's already starting. This gives us a crucial head start. And because the AI gives these really specific, localized warnings, conservation teams can actually jump into action before the coral gets sick. We're talking about deploying giant sunshades over the most at-risk reefs, or even carefully relocating important corals to safer, cooler spots. It's a proactive way to give these incredibly fragile ecosystems a real fighting chance. And there you have it. That's a wrap on this edition of Science News. We've gone from a brand new battle plan against cancer, to metals that can't sink, to finding the seeds of life in deep space, and finally, to using AI to save our own planet's coral reefs. We'll be back in 24 hours with the next round of updates. Hey, if you found this interesting, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for tuning in.